One of the things that we have been very successful at doing is for our false narratives. We have created compelling lies that we have deluded ourselves into accepting as truth. One of them is where you started your question, the lies of 2014, 2015. I remember, not everybody bought into those lies. I remember very clearly that the essay that titled my first book, Do Not Die in Their War, published by Guardian on the 7th of February 2015, before the election, I said very clearly that there is an illusion of change being marketed, and that all you actually need to do to realize that it is delusional to believe in this lie is to look at the high table whenever they are talking about the APC. That each and every one of the persons sat on the high table is directly responsible for where we were as at that time. Nothing has changed between 2015 and today. Fact of the matter is that if we actually look to the evidences of our eyes and we look to what we see within the state that the man has superintended for over 20 years in one form or the other, whether as governor or as godfather, reality is that it should tell us that we should expect nothing in Nigeria. And the evidence of the last 9 months are unimpeachable and cannot be denied. I know that the convenient excuse is always that Buhari had damaged it and is repairing it. But who brought Buhari? Who was the chief marketer of Buhari in 2014, 2015 when the change lie was sold to Nigerians? The fact of the matter is that until we all come to the knowledge of the fact that nobody is coming to save us but we ourselves, nothing is going to change. And there is nothing that has been done by this man to suggest that we should expect anything positive. In fact, we should brace ourselves for more to come.
Okay, so I call it wonder whether not limit the thinker, and it's really been bothering me for a lot of times. Hearing people make excuses for Bola Tinubu and say, oh, Buhari had. For all I care, Tinubu brought Buhari to Nigeria. After the 2011 election, Buhari said there would be baboons and several things on the street and blah, blah, bloodbath and everyone. Right? It was Tinubu that said with his mouth that he was the one that wanted to bring Buhari out of retirement. Buhari had retired to stop contesting. You marketed the man, just like how Dele put it, he was the chief marketer of Muhammadu Buhari. You gave him the vice president. You gave him the minister of power, works and housing. You gave him several persons. According to Amici, after the elections, you appointed the INEC chair. So you had very table influence in the government. You were part and parcel of the government. The only thing is you did not earn any form of appointment. You had contracts. You had influence over that government. You cannot wake up now and begin to tell Nigerians that the reason why the country is not working is because Buhari that you brought to this country, that you market to Nigerians and sold clearly, is not the problem of the country because you want to sell yourself. And that narrative should be dead. Dead it. You should dead it right away because it's rubbish. Every time I hear it, I feel like it's a way of making excuses. Buhari spent the first 6-7 years of his government complaining of Jonathan's government. And now, you have taken over for him, and all the time I hear is what Buhari did, what Buhari did not do. You had influence in that government. What exactly did you put in place in your party, in your system, in your governance with the people? So who were the professionals you gave to Buhari that helped him? What did they do? The people that work with Buhari, which of them? So every sector, even the people you had influence over. Look at the INEC chair you brought. Look at the kind of election. So obviously you are one and the same. It is just simple. Buhari is Tinubu, Tinubu is Buhari. You play the same politics. You run the same government. You are inept in the same way. You lack basic understanding of what people-oriented solutions should be. And that's who you are. But you are just trying to find a soft ground or a subtle way of trying to redirect the blame to somebody. Whereas you've not shown to be better. The same people that worked with you got from your result, the people that work with Buhari. Which of them? Is it Rauf Aregbesola or the rest of them? Which of them were people that came in from the AC at the time that got into the government and they were spectacular in their performances? None of them actually. So we must stop it. And I'm tired of hearing it. It's a rhetoric that I think should die natural death. Or I will start to sue anybody that uses that language again, or what Buhari grounded this country. Who is Buhari if not Tinubu? Tinubu and Buhari grounded this country. Grounded this country because Tinubu handed over Buhari to us. Tinubu was the one that bought all the tactics. Buhari was not a politician that understood what Buhari would have contested 200 times and never won an election. It was Tinubu that brought him and told him and brought out the politics and gave him the political cards and told him what to do. Did all the propaganda to dissel Jonathan, expose the areas that Jonathan government wasn't working well, and then sold Buhari to us as a messiah. Got him into government. 8 years, nothing, benefited from the government. Your boys were there, they were keeping money for the elections, they were enjoying. You had a VP there. It was until the last year your VP began to want to also get his own ambition. All the people you put in government, none of them were performing spectacularly. Then Buhari now sack and cut us say, and because you were performing too much, you had everybody in this government. Lai Mohammed, for example, Minister of Information, was your boy, somebody that you trained, is your own, and then suddenly, at some point, you even had the affairs of controlling the APC, right? Had national chairman allocated to you for several years. You managed the party. You had influence in the government, and now it is your turn to tell us about it. Anytime, if you ever say that thing, you just know that hit your head 3 times and say, "I'm dull. I'm dull." Stop that rubbish.